Welcome to the Saturday Morning Muse. Today is Saturday, December the 17th, 2022. My name is Andy Tempty. Today we're going to talk about business jargon, what to keep, what to kind of get rid of. Last week, the magazine Fast Company released their annual list of business jargon to jettison from our vocabulary. So that's where we're going to start. The winner of that quote-unquote contest was the word synergy, followed closely by quote-unquote double-click, both of which should go away in my opinion. Talking first about the word synergy. Synergy is rare, synergy is fleeting, and it's not that the word should go away, it's just that it's really overused. I talked about synergy a lot during my career as a chief executive. We did a lot of acquisitions. We invested in projects, and we were always looking for that magical formula where 1 + 1 equaled something greater than 2. Now, we know that mathematically 1 + 1 equals 2 all the time, every time you do it. But from a management and leadership perspective, you take company A and look to combine it with company B, and the resulting entity would be worth more than the two companies were on a standalone basis. That's an example of capturing synergy. Well, more often than not, when companies are added together, you actually get something a little less than 2. Value can be destroyed just as easily as it is created in acquisition. So I think we should take it easy on the word synergy and reserve it for those rare and fleeting moments where you actually get 1 + 1 is equal to something greater than 2. Double clicking is, it's reserved for the action of a mouse or a trackpad. So let's get that out of our vocabulary. I think that one is pretty easy. Today, I'd like to talk to you about another less popular piece of business jargon that I think we should think about more, and that is the term bankable. In the entertainment industry, the term means certain to bring profit and success. Actors like Duane "The Rock" Johnson is an example of a bankable actor. Nearly everything that he lends a hand to seems to really turn into something worthwhile and special and adds value. We'll be talking a lot about value over the next few minutes. In the general world of business, moving away from the world of entertainment, I believe this term has a place because to be bankable means that you're reliable and the work that you do contributes to the top and or bottom line success of the business. I particularly like the implication of the word and the association of the root bank with cash. No matter what anybody tells you, cash is still king in business. On the Balancing Act podcast, which we release every Thursday to all the major platforms, we just concluded our mini-series on the topics of business acumen and financial acumen. And the term bankable can be used to describe the connection between these two concepts. Specifically, business acumen is the understanding of how the business functions and how your work contributes to its value stream, if it's a small, simple business, or its value streams, plural. Financial acumen is an understanding of the company's financial position, how financial information is collected and disseminated, and how your work contributes to the top and or bottom lines. So, to be bankable requires an understanding of how the business functions, what your role is in the value streams that you influence, and how the value you help create generates revenue and operating income. Now, there are many more components to Bankable that I'll describe in just a moment, but that's its most simple form. Now, you don't have to be a star in your company to be bankable, irrespective of your position. If your work is consistently of high quality, if you're on time and on budget with your work, if you're creative and solutions oriented, if you can be counted on to collaborate and play well with others, if you speak up and make your voice heard constructively for the betterment of the organization, if you're laser focused on the customer, if you're resilient and don't fold when the going gets tough, and if you're always striving to add economic value to the business, then in my opinion, you are bankable. Now, what does it mean to be bankable? Being bankable means that leadership will come to you more often to participate in growth opportunities. Leadership will be more likely to invest in you in relative terms than in the form of education, pay, and position. Now, one final word of caution. As you become more bankable, make sure that you stand up for yourself. As those proof points stack up that show that you can be counted on, that you're reliable, and that you're adding value, make sure that you ask for monetary and non-monetary compensation that's commensurate with the value you're generating. Don't be afraid to ask what you're worth. Ask for what you're worth. Adding value is a two-way street. If you're always giving and getting very little in return, then it's start to take your bankability elsewhere. All right. Well, that's enough business jargon for today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time.